So beginning with mindfulness and just breath awareness. Start with the breath, but then bring in physical sensation. Emotions, mood. And preoccupations in the mind. So oftentimes we can mentally end up in a kind of a loop. Our mind keeps going back to some very often unpleasant subject. And it keeps pulling energy and emotion and concentration away from what we're doing at the moment. So just notice if there's anything like that. If you notice that's the case, you can feel helpless to do anything about it. But the interesting thing is that just noticing often helps. So you might feel like I'm noticing, but I'm not able to stop it. I still feel I'm in that loop. But the more you notice, the less you will find that that kind of mental loop has power over you. Okay, so let's bring the leg in. We'll begin, oh no, let's start some deep breathing, sorry. So inhale belly, ribs, and chest. Exhale chest, ribs, and belly. So that's the Dirga. And then add Ujjayi, which is that soft ocean sound, hissing sound at the back of the throat. Now, once you've established that, we'll bring the right leg in and just begin warming up the leg with some gentle movement. So again, this is sort of a free form. So just noticing where the tension is, what that feels like, and what movements seem to help alleviate, to lessen that tension or pain or discomfort that might be there. There are two stretches we'll do today. So the first is you can use a strap, you can grab the big toe, you can grab the foot. We extend the leg up and then out. So inside of the thigh, those are the adductors. Again, this is part of the liver gallbladder channel. And that is what we talked about at the beginning about the emotional and energetic effects. Okay, so we're opening up the groin there with a few deep breaths into that region. Then we are bringing that leg back through center. We'll cross the ankle over the bent left knee, and this is called a figure four. Okay, so we bring that figure four in, and now we are targeting this area here. You may actually still feel it in the inside of the thigh as well, interestingly. Some people do. But see if you can get some of that, what are called rotators and glutes. See if you can get a little bit of that stretch in there. Good, let's release. And let's take a moment to just feel both legs. What do we notice? So I hope you feel the same. It's okay if you don't, but I hope massive difference for me between the right and left legs. So the right leg feels much more alive, much more sensitive, lighter, if you will. Like it's vibrant and vibrating and much more energized. Okay, let's bring the left leg in now. So we gently move that leg around. Again, what are you feeling here? What sorts of movements help to alleviate the stiffness or pain or dullness that you encounter? Generally, those are not great. Those are not things we want to elicit. Pain, stiffness, dullness. So a lot of what we're trying to do with the movements in the class is to alleviate those things. Okay, when you're ready, taking that leg straight and then out to the side. Very similar to what we did last week. We focused a little more on the hamstrings, but here we're getting into those adductors, the inside of the thigh, focusing on that a little bit more. Again, you could use a strap for this. If you don't have a strap, grab a belt or tie, like a necktie. Good, let's inhale back through center. We cross the ankle, and I recommend you flex this foot. So flex the left foot. Cross the ankle over the knee, near the knee on the thigh, and then pull the entire leg in toward you. And that's the figure 4. And again, see if you can get it into your left glute, the outside of your left hip, your buttocks, if you will. Good, let's release that side. And again, checking both sides. Again, I hope you feel what I feel, which is much more balanced. So that there was a big imbalance difference between the two legs. Now that is gone because we've stretched both sides. Okay, let's rock and roll up to seated. Come into tabletop and do a few cat-cows to warm up the spine now. So those first stretches were focused more on the hips and legs, and now we are getting to address the spine a bit. So doing some back and forth movements there. So I definitely feel some sensitivity in my back. But as I repeat the movement, the sensitivity starts to diminish, and I feel I have more range of motion before I feel any pain. Good, then I can tuck the toes, lift the hips, and come into a down dog, and same idea with the lower part of the leg. So again, stiffness, dullness, tension, pain, trying to work those things out with just some gentle stretching and movement. And you may not be able to get all of it. That's okay, but get as much as you can. Good. Once you're done with that, come into your full down dog. Hands shoulder width, fingers wide, palms flat, chest toward the toes, feet hip distance, heels toward the ground. With the exhale, walking your feet toward your hands, coming into a ragdoll. You can grab the opposite elbow, nod or shake your head, sway your hips, bend your knees. And then with arms relaxed, we inhale and roll up to stand. Okay, so as usual, we'll do a few rounds of sun salutation. This part doesn't really change that much from week to week. So inhale, arms up, touch palms, lift the heart, open the front of the body. Exhale, forward fold, bend the knees if necessary, palms flat. Inhale, come to your toes or take hands to shins, lengthening the spine. Exhale, plant the hands, step the right and then the left foot to the top of a push-up. Align ears, shoulders, hips, knees, and heels. And make sure the wrists are below the shoulders and the shoulders are active. Take a nice deep breath and exhale, drop the knees and bend the arms. Take another breath. And with the next exhale, come all the way onto your belly. Bring your feet together and press the tops of the feet into the mat. Inhale, lift your hands, head, neck, chest, just using the back muscles. Good. Exhale, lower down. Press back to tabletop and then to downward facing dog. Let's breathe. Okay. So inhale to the toes. Exhale, step, jump, float, front edge of the mat. Inhale, standing back bend, up and back. And then we'll add the side stretch. So grab your right wrist and exhale, hips right, arms left. So this is one of the emphasis of today's class. So let's really notice what's going on here. From your hip through your wrist, see if you can even out the stretch. Okay, so it's an even stretch all the way up. The stretch isn't going all into one area. Good, let's inhale back through center, switch wrists, and then the other side, same thing. Let's see if we can even that out from the hip through the wrist. So lengthening those areas where we don't feel anything, and maybe easing up on the areas where the sensation is really strong. So we're creating an even stretch along the entire left side. Good. Inhale back through center and exhale to forward fold. Inhale to half lift and exhale, step the left and then the right to the top of a push-up. Okay, as usual, it's your call, knees up or down. Just maintain good upper body form. Take a deep breath. Exhale, lower down halfway. Take a breath. On the next exhale, come all the way down. And then inhale, this time pressing into the hands, head, neck, chest, abdomen, lift. Hips stay on the ground. So this is a stage 2 cobra. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale, top of your push-up, and exhale back to downward facing dog. All right, let's do one more. Inhale to the toes, exhale, front edge of the mat. Inhale, standing back bend. Exhale, stretch the right side. Inhale, center. Exhale, stretch the left. Inhale, center. And exhale, sit into your imaginary seat for chair pose. Good. Inhale, standing back bend, up and back, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale to half lift, and exhale, if you can, bottom of your push-up. Inhale to up dog. Okay, so knees, hips off the ground, legs active. And exhale, do a push-up on your way back to down dog if you're able to. So you can insert those words behind everything I say in every class, if you're able to, okay? So if you're able to safely, don't ever try and do something that you feel is really beyond your ability. You don't want to push yourself too hard. Now this is different than taking a step out of the comfort zone. So it's confusing. I understand it's a little confusing because I say don't push, but then I'll say get out of your comfort zone. So getting out of your comfort zone is something you should do very carefully, cautiously, and mindfully. It's not something like, you know, trying to jam a door open or something like that. It's not something like, trying to shake it. Okay, so it's just okay, let me dip my toe in the water. That's how you want to think about getting out of your comfort zone. You dip a toe out of the comfort zone. Okay, so I hope that adds a little bit of clarity. All right, let's look at a modified side plank. So we do these a lot. First version, inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale the knee to the ground. I'm just going to turn so I can keep facing the camera. And then inhale the left arm up. So this is the most basic, easy, it should be safe, okay, for like 99% of the population. The weight is here, but we want to get in the habit of engaging here. Can you see what I'm pointing to? My shoulder, okay, my right shoulder. So even though I could do it like this with the shoulder collapsed, activate, okay? So get in the habit of doing that, using those shoulder muscles. That's going to protect that joint. Stacking the arms, so stacking shoulders, arms like 6 o'clock, and my gaze is up. My spine is long. Try and lengthen your right waist and ribs. Okay, so we talked a little bit about that last week in all of those triangles. So again, yoga, the lessons we learn tend to build one upon the other. So if you were here last week, definitely that should be a familiar, familiar idea. So exhale that hand down. Inhale, right leg up and back. We exhale and lunge, and we inhale to a warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. Okay, so front foot and knee straight ahead, knee lunging over the heel. Right thigh approaching parallel with the ground. Left foot firmly planted, toes pointing straight to the left or angled in toward the front slightly. Okay, the pelvis and the chest are facing the left wall. Please look at me real quick. I want my shoulders over my hips. I see a lot of this when I teach in person. Okay, so we're not leaning forward. Those shoulders are back. Reach the fingertips out like you're trying to touch both walls. That'll bring your arms parallel with the ground. And yes, they will get tired. Mine are tired. Okay, so don't think that because I do this all the time, it doesn't mean I don't get tired or I don't feel uncomfortable. So my arms right now are burning, okay? But I keep them lifted because that's going to make them stronger. All right, deep breath. Exhale, cartwheel down, bottom of the push-up. We'll make our way to downward dog. Okay, side 2. Feet touch. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, the knee to the ground. And then inhale, stack shoulders and bring your arms into 6 o'clock position. All right. So again, left waist is long, chest and belly are open, left shoulders engaged, spine is long, gaze is up, and the breath should be deep, rhythmic, and slow. So we want to avoid that kind of breathing, especially through the mouth. Even if you have to breathe quickly, try and breathe through your nose, okay? Good. Exhale, bring that hand down. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, lunge, and inhale to Virabhadrasana 2. So many of you have heard me say, I think probably all of you have heard me say in the past, it's really how you feel in a posture. So like many of the warriors, the front leg is strengthening. So I want to go wide enough and sink deep enough that I feel that thigh beginning to get tired. I think I shared with you before, when I first started doing yoga, my front leg would shake like this. It would literally like wobble and shake. That's how weak my muscles were, how untrained they were. Okay, so now they're nice and steady, but that's from doing a lot of this stuff. Okay, so I want to be fatiguing that front thigh. That's what makes it stronger. And then I'm stretching back here, the back leg. Okay, and then the arms also are strengthening. So that's the irony of people doing this, which I see all the time. Okay, so I have to tell people, don't do that, because it's your arms getting tired that actually is what is going to strengthen them. If I do this every time, then they'll never get any stronger, because I'm resting them at the very time when that fatigue would help to strengthen them. All right, deep breath, exhale, cartwheel down, bottom of the push-up. We make our way back to downward facing dog. Okay, so we're building up to an arm balance at the end of class, and let's start with some very basic arm balance technique. So coming to the top of a push-up, let's hold the bottom of our push-up. So we're not going to drop our forearms. We're just going to exhale down, take a breath, and then we'll inhale, push back up, and come back to the down dog. So not the easiest thing to do. Feel free to drop your knees if you need to, okay? Let's try that again. So we inhale, top of the push-up, exhale down. Let's see if we can take 2 breaths. Good. Inhale, push back up, and exhale back to down dog. So challenging for me too, okay? So I can do it, but it doesn't mean it's easy. And that's a good place to be, okay? So again, if it's too much, drop your knees, see if you can get it within the range of difficult but doable. Let's do one more time. Let's see if we can do 3 breaths. So inhale, top of the push-up, exhale down. Good. Inhale, push back up, and exhale back to down dog. So again, not easy. All right. Very challenging for me included. Why did I teach you that? Great way to build strength for arm balances. Okay. So if you're feeling what's stopping you from doing the arm balances is shoulder and arm strength, that is a great way to build it. And so when we progress in the class and we start to do the arm balances, that is what I'd like you to do if you're not ready to do the arm balances, okay? The worst thing you can do is this while everyone else is doing the arm balances. I can't see you, so I can't call you out or anything, but this just like sitting, watching me on the screen, not doing anything, right? So listening and watching is going to do very little good for you. Trying, doing what you can do, even if it's not the complete thing, that is what transforms your body. Okay? All right, let's inhale to the toes. Exhale, front edge of the mat. Inhale, standing back bend, up and back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bottom of the push-up. Make your way back to downward dog. Okay, so let's take a look at a second side plank. We'll add a little difficulty. If this is not for you, then just drop the left knee to the ground, okay? But otherwise, inhale right leg up and back, exhale the foot halfway, and then inhale to a second, more challenging variation of the side plank. The foot here is now taking a lot of the weight, but there's definitely more weight in the shoulder here, the left shoulder, and we definitely have to engage. So you can actually feel, I can feel these muscles are tight, they're working, stabilizing the 2 halves. So this is a lot closer to a full side plank, the classic side plank, okay? So again, if it's too much, you drop that bottom knee, take that top leg out, okay? I don't want anyone hurting themselves doing this, so keep it within a reasonable range. All right, exhale that hand down. Inhale the right leg up and back. Exhale, lunge, and inhale to warrior 2. Okay, we create a very simple flow now. So inhale, stoop up. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale up and feel the legs. Good. Remember, you know the pose is active when you can feel the parts of the body that are supposed to be working. Okay, so you keep going until you feel your edge. That's called an edge. Okay, inhale up, exhale front of the mat, and then inhale reverse or peaceful warrior. So we're adding that side stretch, remember? Stretching the waist, stretching the ribs. I can reach up here and actually pull back. Now watch that front knee. When I teach this in person, I see people doing this all the time. That is not what we're trying to do. We're still working that lower body. We just added a stretch to the upper body. Look up. Good. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, cartwheel down, bottom of the push-up, and make your way to down dog. From down dog, feet touch. Inhale, left leg. Exhale the foot halfway, and then inhale into the second variation of side plank. Make sure your right waist is long. Your chest and belly are open. Your shoulders are stacked. Your gaze is up. Again, that right shoulder is active, protecting the joint. Good. Exhale the hand down. Inhale the leg up and back. Left leg. Exhale, lunge. And then inhale to warrior two. Take a breath. And then inhale, stupa, exhale, warrior two. Feel the legs with the breath. Good. Inhale, reverse or peaceful warrior. Keep the legs, but add the torso. Deep breath in and exhale, cartwheel down, bottom of your push-up. All right, great work, everybody. Let's inhale to the toes. We exhale to the front edge of the mat. Inhale, standing back bend, up and back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale here, hands shoulder width, elbows bent. Okay, so we're creating those chaturanga arms. Shins to the back of the arms, gaze up. Okay? Fingers wide, palms flat. Try lifting one set of toes at a time. Now, if your arm collapses, that means the shoulder is not strong enough. In which case, you will hold the bottom of your push-up. Again, with your knees up or down for as many breaths as you can. And that is going to build that strength. I want to be clear, there are two kinds of strength. Okay? Dynamic strength and static strength. They are different kinds of muscle tissue. So push-ups, up and down, that's dynamic strength. That's not going to help you hold an arm balance, which is static. Okay, so that's why you hold the bottom of your push-up and you breathe. That's going to build static strength in the shoulders and the arms. Even if you have your knees down, you're going to begin building that. Okay? So again, if you have your knees down, it's easier. You might be able to hold for 10 breaths or 20 breaths or 30. I don't know. Okay? So if we're here, if we're doing the crow pose, and you can lift one toe, 1 foot at a time, try and lift both feet and take a few breaths. And that's called Bakasana, crow pose. Okay? And then from there, you can shoot back to the bottom of your push-up. But again, I want you to build that strength incrementally over time. And again, dip your toe in the water out of the comfort zone. So just getting a little bit out of what you know you can do safely and comfortably. Just a tiny bit. Okay, we're not trying to push too far. All right, let's come back to our down dog and we'll continue on with our practice. Now we're going to attempt the classic side plank. It's called Vinyasa. And it's very easy to get into from down dog. So from down dog, my feet touch, and then I roll to my left side. Okay, and I want to, as much as possible, create a straight line with my body. So that's opposed to this, which is an arch. That's not what we're doing. So those hips are down in line with everything else. Again, left shoulder is active. Shoulders stacked, hips stacked, knees, heels all stacked. There's definitely balance happening here as well, okay? So your inner ear, your vestibular system is working. Good, let's inhale that leg up, exhale lunge, and inhale to a warrior two. Exhale there, and then inhale to stupa. Exhale, warrior two at the back. Inhale, reverse or peaceful warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Good, inhale, stupa, and exhale, warrior two at the front. Inhale, reverse warrior, and then this time exhale to the extended side angle. Okay, so my heel is reaching away from my left fingertips, my left heel from my left fingertips. I have that same thing of openness in the chest and the belly and the right waist, just like the side plank. Okay, my legs are still working, excuse me. And if you have long limbs, you might be able to bind the pose, but try and keep the length in your right waist, keep the openness in your chest and belly, even if you're binding. Good. Let's inhale, we'll come on up, warrior two, and exhale, cartwheel down, bottom of the push-up. All right, side two, feet touch, and then we roll over to the right side, coming into our side plank. And you know two ways to modify this if this is too much for you. Good. Let's inhale that leg up, exhale, lunge, and inhale to warrior two. Take a breath, inhale to stupa, exhale, warrior two. Good. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, stupa. Exhale, warrior two at the front. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale to extended side angle. Okay? So again, it may make sense for you to bind, it may not. You can also use a strap or a towel if you're binding. Good. Let's inhale, we come on up, warrior two, and exhale, cartwheel down, bottom of the push-up. Make your way to the down dog. All right, let's do a little standing balance. So inhale toes, exhale front edge of the mat. Inhale to standing, and then exhale your arms out like wings. Bend those knees, and we will inhale the right knee over the left. Okay, and then we drop down. We do this fairly often, this posture. It helps, again, open up those glutes, which we already did at the beginning. So Hopefully we can take this a little deeper. It also works our, again, inner ear, vestibular system. And it's a preparation for our peak posture in today's class. Good. Let's inhale, we come all the way up and back. And then exhale, same thing. So like a chair pose, put the arms out at the sides. We inhale the ankle over the thigh and we drop down. Good. Deep breath in, up and back, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, and you could do crow there. You could also do a handstand. Exhale, bottom of the push-up. All right, super good work, everybody. So we're in our home stretch here. Let's go ahead and look at a dynamic side plank. Okay, so feet touch. I roll to the left and exhale, hips and hand lower down. Inhale, lift up and arch with the breath. Exhale and inhale. Good, few more times. And last one. Good. Take a deep breath in, exhale, lunge, and inhale to warrior two. Take a breath. With the next inhale, stupa. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale up. Front of the mat. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. And then exhale into extended side angle. And then this time, if you can bind. Okay, if you are able to bind safely. From the bind, step the back foot forward. Okay, so you're in this kind of awkward squat. And then begin to stand up on the free leg, the one that is unbound. Okay, try and stand up tall. And once you're up, see if you can extend the bound leg. Okay, part way or all the way. And that's called bird of paradise. Challenging today. Okay, so release and let's come back to down dog. And we'll try the other side. Same thing. All right, so feet touch. And then we roll into our side plank to start. Remember, you have two ways to modify this. To add more, we exhale hips and hand down. And we inhale, lifting up. And then we continue with the breath. Good. Exhale, lunge, and inhale to warrior two. Take a breath. Inhale, stupa, and exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior, and exhale, warrior two. Inhale, stupa. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extend. Inhale, reverse. And then exhale, bind, right? So come in your extension. extended side angle, try binding. Maybe that's as far as you go. If you can, step the back foot in, right? Keep the bind, and then stand up. Once you're up, see if you can extend the bound leg. Good. From there, you can exhale, make your way back to the downward dog. So again, very intense today for me anyway. It's just that way some days. Some days the body, it's easier for it to do certain things, and then other days it's much more challenging. Some days we might know the reason why. You know, I didn't sleep, I drank too much over the weekend, I worked out really hard yesterday. Other days, maybe a mystery. Maybe we're starting to get sick, you know? Maybe allergies are affecting us. Maybe there's stuff in our house, you know, whatever it's called, mold in our house. We don't know, right? So again, sometimes we understand why we're struggling. Other times it remains a mystery. Okay, so let's take a look at our peak posture. So make your way to the front of the mat and stand up. Then let's come into flying pigeon. So we exhale, arms out like wings, bend those knees, and then inhale the right foot over the left thigh. So we've done this again several times. It's essentially figure 4. Okay, so from there I drop down, and the first thing I want to try and do is just bring my hands to the ground. Can I do that? Right, is that possible for me? If it is, then I place my hands flat. I bring my shin against the back of the arms. I hook the foot around, look up, and then try and extend the leg back behind. Okay, and that's called the flying pigeon pose. Galavasana. Okay, it is asymmetrical, so we see we can do it on the other side. Same thing. Coming here, and then hands to the ground. Shin to the back of the arms. Foot hooks over the leg or the upper arm, and then extend the leg behind. Okay, and that is the, again, flying pigeon pose. So do the best you can with that. It is a rather advanced posture, requires quite a bit of mobility in the hip and quite a bit of back core strength, shoulder stability. But remember, even just taking steps or making your best attempt helps to transform the body in a beneficial way. As long as we're, again, dipping our toe, right? If you're trying to push too hard out of what you can do, then you risk injury. All right, good. Let's unwind. Take a breath on our back, just relax in what we call constructive rest. And then let's do a simple back bend here. So pressing into your feet, you lift your hips up and do the bridge. If you like deeper back bends, you want to work a little harder, you can do the wheel by bringing the hands alongside your head and pressing into the hands and the feet. We didn't specifically warm up for deep back bend work. So if you are someone who needs to warm up, I don't recommend going there, but some people don't. They don't need to warm up. They could do a deep back bend, you know, pretty much any time of day or night. So if that's you, go right ahead, indulge. Good, let's use our exhale and gradually come on down. Once we're there, we drop our knees in and take a breath. From there, we can let our Knees drop side to side, releasing the back with some windshield wipers. And then after some windshield wipers, we can hug those legs in for the leg cradle. So feel free to rock and roll, to make some circles. Just let everything loosen up. And then with the arms out to the sides, we drop those knees to the left as we look to the right. And let's let go of any kind of active breathing now. Good, we inhale knees through center, and we'll take them off to the other side. Look away from your knees. Good, let's inhale those knees back to center. Grab the soles of the feet, that's the happy baby. So this, in essence, is almost whatever you need it to be. So if you want to stretch your hips, you can do that. Again, you could do like a figure 4 here. You can do like a dragonfly on your back. You can stretch your hamstrings. So you can get into almost every muscle group from this position. Only thing maybe not so easy is your quads, okay? But pretty much every other muscle group. You can also do sort of a pseudo inversion. So you could do like the plow pose if you wanted to, halasana. You could do like a shoulder stand if you felt like that's what you really needed. So this last happy baby here is essentially just whatever you need it to be to sort of round out or complete your practice. Now, take your time, but when you're done, you're going to unwind into your Shavasana, corpse pose. So your heels are apart at a comfortable distance. You could put something on your knees if you wanted. Palms are up by your sides, head is centered, chin is tucked in slightly, and the eyes are closed. If you have a timer, set it for 5 or 6 minutes, and for that period of time, see if you can just let your body surrender to the pull of gravity.